Hello guys, in this video I'll give you a quick overview of the practical sci-fi design course that I've just launched. So currently it has over 37 hours of content and a lot more on the way, guys. As you have seen from my previous courses, I'm always updating, so you can expect to see new updates monthly. So by the time this course is finished, there will be probably over 40, 50 or more hours of content. But the content that is already here is already, I think, going to give you a lot to chew through and going to give you a lot of good information. So the whole goal of this course, what separates from others, is that it really is about taking everyday objects and turning them into sci-fi objects. Because I thought, what is the easiest way to teach people how to do science fiction fictional objects? Well, you just start with everyday things. Starting with a full vehicle or some giant mech or anything else, or a city is a little bit more advanced. So I figured, why not just give people a very nice step-by-step gradual process where we just take objects we're familiar with and give them a sci-fi spin. So going through the videos, we start with a soda can, where I walked through the process of what's going through my mind and what is the easiest way that you can make something look more sci-fi. So one of the easiest ways is to just change its shape, its general shape. So this course is very easy to follow. It's great for beginners and intermediate users because it doesn't hit you with too much too fast. It goes at a very nice pace, I feel. After the soda can, we have 5 steps of design, where I will show you like a very basic step-by-step thing you can do to get a good design. Next, we have experiment after finishing a design. So essentially, guys, once you've got a good design going, once you're happy with it, don't just close it. Go ahead and take what you made and just experiment with it. Kit bash real quick. Apply symmetry and mirror in different places and get different shapes. Next, we have general tips, part 1. So in these little series of videos, I'll just show you general things to keep in mind. And part 2 is on the way as well. All right, next, we have border principle. Very nice technique for just quickly making things look better. Next, we're going to go into the objects. We have thermos, so 2 videos on that. A wall lever. This video is just something I made as a warm-up. It's uncommentated, but essentially it's how you can model this kind of sci-fi looking wall lever. Most of the videos, guys, are commented, but some of them I just stay quiet because sometimes after I finish talking about it, I just need to stay quiet and just focus on the design. None of the videos are sped up. They're all real time. But some of them have me a little bit quieter as I'm just working through the design. So we have traffic cones. Next we have medkit. This one takes me a while to get just because I want to show the full process. It's very easy to hide all your failure attempts, but sometimes you just want to show people the full process. So, as I'm working things out, feeling things out, I just kind of have designs I'm not very happy with, but they all help me to get to the final product. And so even after finishing a medkit that I like, I can always go back and have more variations. So there's definitely, my mind is always running with ideas about different ways to improve. So you never want to be fully satisfied with what you've got. You always want to be thinking about ways to get even better. And next we have a game console. So essentially I show how to create 2 different ones. One looking more standard, or another one looking more fancy. I like to call the ladybug design. Next we have a thermal shovel, part 1, part 2, part 3. So here I kind of work through this idea that what if you need like a shovel to melt through and dig through the ice in a very cold environment. So I thought of the idea of having some sort of battery or power cell that can warm it up, get it to a very high temperature, and then can easily melt through the ice. Next we have a cooler, concrete barrier, laptop, part 1, with part 2 on the way, glasses. I'm very happy with how this design turned out. Essentially, I take real-life glasses and I make like a really cool sci-fi version of it. Also inspired by the glasses from Death Stranding as well, which I thought always were very nice looking. And next we have 4 interesting videos where I start with a propane tank, and then I show you how you can take that and kit bash that into making an industrial mechanical arm out of that. So definitely, guys, when you're modeling something, you always want to be very flexible with what you're doing. You always want to be able to take your design and transform it into something else when you feel the inspiration hit you. And inspiration can hit you at any time. Next, we have 2 videos on the vest. So this is like a lifeguard type vest. I was inspired by the vests that the sailors wore in Avatar 2. Just nice little waterproof vest that you can put on with has some emergency equipment. And next we have a bunch of videos on the helmet, which I think is one of the best designs in this course, and definitely has the most variations. And definitely, it took me a while to figure this one out. So, it's almost like drawing, guys. You're just drawing various things and you're experimenting until you find a line, until you find an approach, a variation that draws you in. It's almost like working with Midjourney. You have 1,000 variations, and then you have like a few that you want to keep on working with. So next we have V-Ray rendering. So in this section, guys, there's 13 videos with more on the way, and this is essentially how you can create procedural materials in 3ds Max with V-Ray. And so it covers post-processing in V-Ray, how you can increase the exposure, change the color balance, how you can add volume lights, all in 3ds Max, all without having to go into Photoshop or anything else. Volume lights, lens effects, glows, things like that, displacement. And so how to get like procedural scratches on the edges, grime, and things like that. So essentially, we will take the designs that I made previously, and we're going to go ahead and give them materials. And so as you have more materials, it becomes easier because you don't have to start from scratch. You can just select the previous material and just kind of rework it a little bit, get a different color, get a different pattern on it. And so, I show how to create clean materials, dirty materials, lights, gradients, displacement, how to work with displacement and the textures, and how to create decals using V-Ray's amazing decal system. And also, if you go to the very first video, if you go under the resources, you will get files, zip file, and that has all the project files, all the 3ds Max V-Ray files and plasticity files, and also has a README file where you can get some free assets, such as 100 free Sci-Fi decals, which I use. So I try and provide you some free resources to get started. But a lot of the textures in this course, guys, I can't provide because they're like, you have to actually get a link, get an account on the website, and they don't allow you to share the textures. But a lot of them I got from textures.com. So if you open up the 3ds Max file, which you need 3ds Max 2023, by the way, and you need V-Ray 6. So if you open up the 3ds Max files and try to render it and it says that texture is missing, all you have to do is just replace it with something you can find for free. So just go on your favorite image search engine and just look up, for example, imperfections texture, and you should be able to find lots of free examples. But it's always good to like buy a professional pack of like imperfections and metal scratches and things like that. That should not cost too much, but there's also lots of free assets available as well. So in this course, I'll be using 3ds Max 2023 and Plasticity 1.2, but you can also follow along if you use Blender because it's similar polygonal modeling, and Plasticity is a very cheap program which I think everyone should be using. I think it's very enjoyable to use, and I find myself just gravitating more and more towards Plasticity because as you get better with the program, you realize, wow, this program can really just do booleans very easily, fillets very easily, and it's just a very fun, easy to work with program, very powerful, very efficient. So guys, more videos are on the horizon. Link is the first one in the description. Thank you for watching and take care.